for as Roberto was talking about, the rebels have had a major contact with Al-Qaeda, and there's been some confrontation, or not, there's been some talk between these small groups within the rebellion. It would be dangerous to provide military aid to Syrian rebels due to the fact that it could result to the same mistake as we made back in Afghanistan. Now, you could say there's a major difference. Well, yes, we provided military arms to the Afghanistan for the Cold War, but because, like Roberto said, we did not understand our culture, it resulted negatively. Basically, Scott Shane from The Sun said that Afghanistan was the focus of one of the most successful CIA operations of the Cold War, the 10-year covert support of Islamic guerrillas battling Soviet forces, but after the Soviet withdrawal in 1989, U.S. involvement in the area lapsed almost immediately. So basically, with the aid of Afghanistan, we were able to fight off the communists during the Cold War. He continues saying that very neglect is now widely seen as a strategic mistake, leading to several years of chaos that brought the Taliban to power and allowed bin Laden to operate terrorist training camps. Because there was very minimal structure in Afghanistan during that time, it was also a time where they had a lot of problems. Just like in Syria, they might have had a civil war, but everyone was an aftershock of the war from World War II, and basically the organization of the Mujahideen had very little power, and once the U.S. provided money to the Taliban, they basically were able to use it to kind of throw over the Mujahideen. Scott Shane continues that the CIA must overcome a Cold War habit of seeing threats from only the states. He noted that the U.S. officials had described the Taliban as sponsoring Al-Qaeda. The reality turned out that most the other way around, with bin Laden providing both money and muscle to the weak Taliban government. So here bin Laden has been taking control of both the Taliban and also provided money to Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda is also, right now, is basically in contact with the rebels, and if we allow them to continue this, it would be a more prominent threat, and it might be a repetition of what we had in Afghanistan. Is that it? I guess that's it.
You got a minute.
I guess that's it.
Okay.